Hello everyone, and welcome back at today's analysis. As now, for today's episode, we are going to discuss about none other than Victor Krane, the main antagonist of the Lab Rats franchise. A diabolical bionic psychopath who only wants to destroy the humanity so he can rule over a bionic civilization. Victor Krane, without a doubt, is by far one of the most evil Disney villains ever made into a sitcom. And in this episode, we're going to analyze all that we know about him from the original series, including the Bionic Island special season, to better understand Victor Krane and why he's like this to begin with. And now, let's begin. Much about Victor Crane's past, his birth, family, origins, etc., are all absolutely unknown. All that we know about him is the fact that he used to be a rich billionaire who came into contact with Douglas Davenport sometime in the 1990s, after he was kicked out of the Davenport Industries. And as he was doing research about bionics and especially bionic experimentation on human beings. And so Crane funded his research in exchange for access to his powers. And so he began to implant himself bionic abilities into his own body and gain numerous abilities over the years. And eventually, he and Douglas kind of remained at contact with each other, but still, they were no longer working as closely as they did before. And now, circa around 2012, after Douglas was defeated by the lab rats and put into ice, then Crane managed to break him out of prison and reunited once more, and tried to brainwash Adam, Bree, and Chase into becoming their puppets, and by using the Triton app to control their minds, as some sort of an experiment to see if they are able to control humans or bionics, dependently. And after that failed, then Crane began to modify the Triton app in order to make it more better in the process, as well as installing himself all the known bionic abilities that were discovered by them, and betrays Douglas and tried to kill him, as well as the fact that he tried to kill Adam, Bree, and Chase and their family more times than once, as well as kidnapping Leo and Tasha, but all of that thankfully has failed. But eventually, he managed to create for himself a bionic army of his own behind Douglas's back, with officially the first one being known as F1, who officially helped to reveal Adam, Bree, and Chase to the world and put them at odds with the US government, all in tandem with him trying to kill them, as well as Leo, Douglas, Tasha, Donald, everybody who is attached to him, as well as managed to expand his bionic army and all in order for this to use the Triton app to brainwash the entire humanity in order to rule the world. And now before we continue, we will now stop and ask ourselves, is Crane evil? And I understand that the question is absolutely stupid, but it should be noted here that Crane was pretty much seen even before was a horrible person who genuinely cared for nobody but himself. And while his backstory is absolutely unknown, all we can tell from what we've seen throughout the show is the fact that Crane is nothing more but a pure evil monster with absolutely no redeeming qualities. And whatever he has a tragic backstory or not, even if he has, is absolutely nowhere of a justification for what he's doing. Crane is evil because he enjoys being evil. He is evil for evil's sake. And as the answer ultimately is yes, Crane is evil, and thankfully his plan has ultimately failed as Adam, Bree, and Cheese managed to defeat him and ended his attempted takeover, as well as his bionic army being liberated from his control and become part of the Bionic Academy, while Crane was presumed dead this whole time. However, this defeat will not be the end for Victor Crane, as it's later on revealed that he is still alive and managed to use a mask in order to help him to breathe, as well as teaming up with a Japanese scientist Dr. Gao in order to infiltrate the space colony and to hijack all the colonists into turning them into his new bionic soldiers, as well as trying to destroy the humanity once more and try to kill the lab rats once and for all. But thankfully, he has failed once again and met his own end at their hands, ending his madness once and for all. So in the end, who was Victor Crane? He was nothing more but a diabolical monster who only wanted power in his own hands no matter the cost. A monster willing to do anything and sacrifice absolutely anybody in order to achieve his own goals. And a monster that could easily be called as one of the most evil villains ever made into a Disney sitcom. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe and have a nice day.
Personality, and this could bring a lot of heat your way.
I've seen you reporting. I'm doing the world a favor.